Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be vibe coding with the newly released GLM 4.6 model. And something cool about this model is it actually does fairly well on benchmarks, and it's also very, very cost conscious. So if you are a cost conscious person and you want a good model that is also not as expensive as some of the frontier models like Claude or GPT, then GLM 4.6 is a pretty good option for you. You can see some of the benchmarks here. It says that it performs really well, like the live code bench v6. Here it's at 82.8 without tools compared with, it doesn't even say, I guess this is what, Claude 4.5. I mean, it says it's way better than Claude 4.5 here at 57.7. So it says it's a very, very good model. And it's also very cost conscious. It's super cheap. So we're going to be using it in Droid. So if you guys know, Droid is also a new tool, a new vibe coding tool that came out. And actually what's really cool is they are the first company to actually integrate GLM 4.6 into their vibe coding tool. So what's really cool is if you do a model here on Droid, you can see that they have GPT-5 Codex, Sonnet 4.5, GPT-5, Opus 4.1, and then GLM 4.6. So if you guys want to actually use this model, I would say that Droid is actually the best way to use it. So we're going to use Droid to actually integrate with this model, and then to be able to actually test this model and to use it, we're going to be vibe coding with GLM 4.6 and programming tasks in this Trello board that have to do with the bridgemind.ai website. So as you guys know, if you've been watching my channel, we've been on this series, this journey of vibe coding an app until I make $1 million. Right now we're on day 48, and we built many different products during this series. The main one that we're focused on right now is obviously viewcreator.ai. And with viewcreator.ai, it's an all-in-one platform to create viral content for content creators and businesses alike. And Bridgemind, what Bridgemind is obviously this is like the main channel. But what I want to do with this platform is I actually want to open it up so that people can learn how to vibe code. So some of the things that you guys see here, with me kind of just showing you guys what I do, I actually want to build structured courses for people to be able to learn, take quizzes, actually learn in depth and get in-depth knowledge with different prompts and resources and actual courses. So that's the ultimate vision. We're not ready for it to be released yet. It was something that we were working on. We did make a lot of progress on it, I think in maybe like the early days of the series, maybe from like day 10 to day 15 or something like that, we were working on it. But right now it's not ready. So there's just some things that we need to do in terms of like making sure that users can't sign up, because I have been seeing that users, it gets about like a little bit under 1,000 website visitors a week. So it's been getting a lot of traction, this website, without me really doing anything. All I'm doing is really existing. So I want to make sure that people know, like, hey, first of all, like, this is essentially coming soon, as well as, updating it. So right now, this homepage isn't that great. It's not very accurate. So we're going to significantly improve this. I think I'm going to try and do just like a quick 25-minute vibe coding session. So the video is going to be about 30 minutes long of testing this GLM 4.6 model in my normal workflow with Droid. So we're going to get into it. A couple things on the Trello board. Just to get started, so run npm run build and fix any build errors. Like you guys can see, we have this like weird refresh error right now. It's just a caching issue, but we're gonna have to fix that. Restrict signups is gonna be big, and then also I wanna get the hero section updated, but we're gonna do a lot more than that. As soon as we kind of get into the flow of things, we're gonna add more stuff to the Trello board. But as you guys know, my workflow is I work with a lot of different terminals at once, and just to show you kind of how Droid works, is all you have to do is cd into your project directory and go and select the model that you're going to use. Ours is already defaulting to GLM 4.6, but let's just launch a bunch of Droid agents here and get a bunch of instances turned up so that we can actually start using this. Let's cd out of there and run Droid again. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to use all this one, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 instances stirred up, and then our UI and our API are running. And a question that I get a lot on the channel is people ask, they say, how are you doing this? Like, are they all working in the same project directory? And yes, to answer your question, yes, all of these agents are working in the same project directory on the same branch. And people ask, they say, how do you do that? And really how I do that is I just make sure that in my mind, I know where each agent is. And I'll show you on the Trello board how we're gonna do this. But basically, let's pull up a Trello board and let's just get started right away. So let's expand this a little bit. And so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna actually label like which terminal. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for the terminals. Like if I go, you know, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just so I don't lose track of which terminals are running where. So the first thing I need to do is I need to fix this caching error. So I'm going to copy and paste all this, and I'm going to paste this in here. Let me use Whisperflow. Review the errors that are happening in the Bridgemind UI when I run npm run dev and fix them. So right now it's just a issue when I'm running it on dev. So let's do that. So that's now in progress. And then restrict signups. This is a big one. So we're going to run this in the second terminal. Currently, users are able to sign up, and we actually are needing to restrict signups because the platform is currently not ready to launch. So please review the API and then the front end sign up page, and make sure that you update the API so that users cannot sign up, and then update the front end with a user-friendly message sharing that the platform is launching November 1st and that signups are currently unavailable. All right, so that one's gonna go there. So we're gonna move that to in progress as well. And then the next thing is, okay, I wanna do this one, update the hero section for sure with 21st dev. The first thing that I wanna do is let's just get this in progress. We're gonna find a good component for on 21st dev, but the first thing I wanna do is update the hero section on the homepage of the website, and I want the call to action in the headline be build the future. That's essentially the headline of the site and the brand. And then under that, explain, essentially have a catchy phrase that's marketable about vibe coding and learning how to vibe code and how vibe coding is the future. And we'll just see what it comes up with there. So there we go, gonna drop that in. So that's now in progress. Let's look at the website now and figure out, okay, it also said it fixed the error here. So let's see if it fixed that caching error, which it did. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to run npm run build and fix any build or lint errors. So that's what we wanted to do on that originally. There's this problem with the logo here. We'll fix that. But let's see here. So the courses page, this is essentially where people can go and they can see, okay, like what courses are available on Bridgemind. I don't love the styling of this page. It's okay for now. Prompts, same thing. Essentially, it's going to be a prompt library for people that are, you know, trying to use this. Let's see here. What problems are we having here? All right. So there's plenty of issues. Oh, it's running an npm run build, so the cache reset. Okay, so let's go back, refresh the cache here. So the pricing page, that's gonna be one thing that we wanna look at. So pricing, basic, $9.99, and then Pro is coming soon. So essentially, Pro is gonna be like unlimited access. You know what I wanna do is I just want one simple subscription for, I just want one subscription. And yeah, so let's go over the Trello board. So to do one subscription for $20 a month, annual and monthly options. Annual gives 20% off. Also, there will be a 2-week free, let's just make it 1 month, free trial. All right, 1 month free trial. All right, so let's just drop this in. So this is gonna go in number 4. So we're gonna drop this in. So let's just go here, and then we're going to drop this in, and then I'm also just going to reference the pricing page so that it actually knows, okay, like here's the page that he's talking about, that one there. So now let's move that to in progress as well. Let's see where we're at. So yes, I want to allow that. It's removing the old next just to fix those cache issues. So this one looks done. So it says it updated the sign up form in sign up form to display a user-friendly coming soon. So let's see if it actually was able to do that. So start free trial. If I go here, 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 here. So coming soon, Bridgemind is launching on November 1st, 2024. Okay, so one thing about GLM 4.6 to note is it does not have, it's not in the correct year. Note that it is 2025, not 2024. All right, return home. All right, build the future, master vibe coding. Vibe coding is the future of software development. Learn to turn ideas into code with natural language and ship products at the speed of thought. So perfect. That's pretty much, I nailed our marketing spiel there. Really good. So that's actually, so now we actually have to go over to 21st Dev here. And before we go to 21st Dev, because you know we're going to take some time to figure that out, I want to decrease the complexity of all the links here at the top. I mean, what we essentially want on BridgeMine is we do want courses, we do want prompts, we do want resources, we want the pricing page, about page, blog page. So the blog page, what I want to do is I actually want to remove, I want to take, okay, so something with the blog page is I want to remove, for blogs, I no longer want to render blogs from the database, but instead from a JSON file in the local code. Set up the JSON file that will, wait, no, it's going to be from a, instead from local code, create a blogs directory in the public repo or public directory, and in this directory there should be blogs and blogs in JSON format. For each blog there should be its own JSON file, and then the blog page should loop through this directory and render in all the blog cards respectively. All right, so we're gonna do that. This is gonna go in number 5. So let's move that to in progress and drop this into Droid. All right. So this one, it says that it's now done. So it says it's actually building successfully now. So the build errors is now done. Restrict signups, that one is also now done. Update the hero section, that one's not done yet. So let's go over to 21st Dev. So if you guys are familiar with 21st Dev, 21st Dev is essentially like a really cool prompt engineering library. So this is where I used this for a couple of different designs in View Creator, and it was actually really, really cool. So like this one here I like. So let's actually use this one. But before we actually use this, I need this one to integrate shadcn into the project, because this used a lot of shadcn. So I'm going to integrate shadcn into the project. All right, so I'm going to integrate shadcn into the project, and this is going to go into number 6. So let's copy and paste this in from the Trello board, and this is going to go into terminal 6. So number 4, how's number 4 doing? That was the one. Let's see if that one's actually done. Looks like it's done over here. So let's go over to the pricing page and see if that properly updated to just a singular subscription. I mean, it's decent. I don't like how it says most popular choice. I mean, it's the only choice, right? So, so let's fix that. I don't like how it says most popular choice because it's literally the only choice. There's no need for that to be there. So fix that logic. All right. It did accomplish what we wanted it to do, though. Okay. Okay, so that GLM 4.6 is pretty fast because it already updated that. So that's now done. This is good. I like it. Okay, I'm happy with that. So let's now go and this looks like it's integrating shadcn correctly, so let's wait for that to finish. But on this one, this is now completed, and then it looks like our blogs are still updating. So what else do we need to do? Let's take a look at the about page. I mean, what does that even look like? I mean, it's totally outdated, right? Let's add a demo video. Add a demo video section to the home page under the hero. Right now, there is no video to put in there, but just build the UI and have a placeholder that says demo coming soon with the UI. All right, so this is going to go into terminal number 7. And as you guys can see, you know, I found that being able to actually track what your terminals are each doing is actually incredibly helpful. So we're gonna toss that one there. And then looks like shadcn's integrating. So let's, yeah, I mean, I like this one here. I like the swirl there. Usually these shaders are pretty good for I mean, that's pretty cool. This one's cool. That's really cool. That's cool. That's sick. I mean, it's not, the problem is though, it's not really on our theme. And sometimes when you are using this, it struggles with, what about this one? Literally like stars falling. I mean, that's pretty cool. Oh, that is cool. What about this one? I mean, that's the reason I like 21st Dev is because it is all pretty cool. Oh, this is cool. Not really on our theme. Cybernetic grid. I think the one that's the most on our actual like theme is just this one here. This one's like very, very, yeah. This one's very simple, and I like that look. Okay, I actually have to sign into my account. So give me 1 second real quick. Let me sign in. All right, I just signed in. Let's go back here. Let's find that again. Okay, it was this one right here. So all you have to do for 21st Dev, it's a pretty interesting product. Not affiliated with them, but you just click copy prompt and it gives you a huge prompt. And then let's go back to our Trello board. Which one was it working on? It was working on number 3. So this is the one. This is what I wanted. So this is the background that I want for the hero section. Don't change the content of the hero section, like the actual call to action and whatnot. I really like the wording that you used, but I need you to change the background to the background that you see in this example. All right, so we're gonna do that. And I mean, it's basically just a prompt engineering library. So that one's in progress now. Looks like our blogs just finished. So let's go check out blogs. Before we do that, please make sure that you write at least, oops, I just messed up my whisper flow here. All right, okay. Let's just do, make sure that you write at least 5 blogs. Let's go back to blogs. And what is vibe coding? A practical engineer, the future of AI engineering. So, I mean, is this pulling in from? Okay, no, because that's actual bridgemind.ai. So we need to go to localhost, obviously. All right, looks like we accidentally turned that off. Let's go here. Reload. So it looks like it's writing at least 5. And here they are. And it's saying not found. So we're gonna have to fix that. So just screenshot what I'm seeing. It is saying not found when I actually click into the blog page. Why is this? Can you fix this? All right, go here. All right, and actually I'm gonna do a test here. So for Droid and GLM 4.6, can I do queue? Okay, cool, I can queue messages. Okay. So design is everything. How's that terminal doing? It looks like it has a plan, and currently it's still working. So let's go back to our Trello board. That's working right now. Integrate shadcn into the project. That's now done. Add a demo section. Is that one completed? That was number 7. So that was the one right here. It looks like that is done. So add a demo video section under the home. Looks like this is broken here. Let's fix that real quick. Or wait, what is this? Oh, blog slug. So that's still working. So that should fix here in a second. Let's see here. All right, nice. All right. Oh, wow. Ton of blogs coming in. And I think that it just basically did placeholders. But, I mean, that looks perfect because, hey, that's all we really need, right? Very, very simple blog is all we needed. A couple are failing to fetch, though. I wonder why that is. Where's my blog? I think it's fixing here. All right, yeah. All right, so that looks good. At least good enough for now. And then let's go back to the home page and see if that demo section is in. Looks like it's coming in here. See vibe coding in action. All right. Something else that I want to do, and I guess that it's already updating a little bit, so we'll fix it. But whenever I do these hero sections, like I'll show you how I did it on View Creator, is it's kind of nice to have it so that it actually isn't 100 VH. So 100 VH is when essentially you can set it so that you can set a certain section of a website so that whenever you go to like the home hero, for example, that the home hero will be 100 viewport of whatever screen the user is on. So whether they're on an iPhone, whether they're on a computer, a desktop, a laptop, an iPad, whatever it is, that the home hero is 100 viewport. So you can see that's what we've done here. And I've done that on a lot of past projects, is make it so that the home hero is essentially 100 VH. But what we're going to have to do is I want to make sure that that actually is not 100 VH, because that's not the best practice. Like when it is 100 VH, sometimes it looks good, but what I found is that it's better for users to see that essentially there's a section below that. Like, so instead, like I did it perfectly on View Creator, and all the View Creator pages, essentially, it's about, maybe like half the screen, so that, for example, before, even on this page, I had it so that it was 100 VH, just like it is over on BridgeMind, but I decided to then make that change so that this home hero, you can see that it ends here, so that users can actually see, okay, there's a section below this, and then they can keep scrolling if they're interested. So that's something that I like to do. So let's go to the Trello board, and that's something that we're going to do here. For the hero section on the home page, update it so that it is no longer 100 VH, and instead about 75 VH, and we'll put that into 3 as well. Once it's finished updating there, we're gonna put this into 3. So that's still to do, we haven't done that, but I wanna make sure, like for example, when you are vibe coding, it is smart to keep tasks related. So for example, I know, because I've been keeping track in the Trello board, I know, okay, window 3 here has been the one that has been working on the home hero this whole time. First, we had it update the actual content of it, and now we're having it essentially update it and give this really cool background. And then the next thing that we're gonna do after that is we're gonna have it change the viewport. So, something for best practices whenever you're vibe coding is to make sure that whenever you're vibe coding, that when you're working on a different task, that you keep it in the same conversation. It's just like how if you're working in ChatGPT, you would have a specific conversation with a certain chat. You wouldn't start a new one to work on like similar things. You would want the same context. So that's something very, very important to note. But guys, something I'll say is this is the first time that I've had like a pretty solid start. Usually my vibe coding sessions are like 3 to 8 hours, but this one we're only gonna do 30 minutes because I'm about to stream here in about 14 minutes, so I've got to wrap up here shortly. But I'm very impressed by GLM 4.6. Let's see if it actually was able to create this hero section. That would be huge if it did. Let's make sure that we run an npm run dev here and see what it came up with. If it did integrate that 21st dev background, I'm gonna be very, very impressed by GLM 4.6, to be honest. Wow, okay. It looks amazing. That genuinely looks absolutely amazing. One thing that I noticed though that is a little bit weird, if you guys notice this as well, you see that there's like this, it made it the background of the entire page though. Okay, so that's an issue. You made it the background of the entire home page instead of just making it the background of the hero component of the home page. Fix this. Also, something bad is that what happened to all the content on the home page? Okay, so it actually, GLM just made like a decently sized error. And one thing to note is that whenever you are dealing with, and this is another reason to keep it all inside of one chat, is because whenever you're dealing with an issue like this, like let's say that you're working on one of these chats and you just had a pretty significant problem happen. Like, okay, like what just happened? I mean, it was able to fix it fairly quickly. Like, I mean, it's pretty much already fixed. So it already fixed that. But, whenever you're working on something, it's also good to keep changes in like a singular chat if you're working on like the same task or feature, because if it does mess up, if I told this chat to go back, so one issue with like these CLI vibe coding tools is that you don't have like in Cursor, you can actually go back to a specific checkpoint essentially, and you can click revert. You can't do that with these CLI tools. I'm sure that they will embed that somehow into the tool, but for now it's really up to the end user to make sure that they keep it in a singular chat, because if I did, I could go back to a certain thing and I could essentially tell the model, hey, I need to revert back to this, and I need you to actually revert the code back to where it was at this checkpoint, instead of just being able to click a button. Okay, so now let's actually integrate that. There's a couple actually, that's pretty good. I'm really happy with that. So the next thing that I want to do is go back to our Trello board, and this here, this is done. This is done, and this here is now done. And now we're going to move this into progress. And again, we're going to drop that into this third terminal again, because this is the one that was actually working on that hero section anyway. So that one has the most context of the hero section. And wow, look how fast GLM was. It literally fixed it immediately. So yeah, I mean, that's great. I'm going to say change the curriculum to Actually, I just want to remove that. I don't like that. Remove this button, and then just screenshot. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below, because this is really good. And if you guys are watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. You know, this has been a video that's actually been really highly requested, and that I've wanted to do because, again, you know, the GLM model, if we go to, like, let's just go GLM 4.6 pricing. The GLM 4.6 pricing, look at how cheap it is. I mean, the input is that 60 cents per million? Let's see here. Go to the pricing. So it doesn't say, I mean, I would assume that that's per million. Yeah, per million. Wow, so that is super cheap. So GLM 4.6 is 60 cents per million and $2.20 for the output per million. And if you compare that to like GPT-5 pricing, let's go to GPT-5 and see, like, hey, GPT-5, so output is 10 and then input is $1.20. So GLM, the output is about a fifth of the cost, and then the input is about half of the cost of GPT-5. So if you're cost conscious, I would say that this is a really good model. I don't think that it beats out GPT-5, just because, I mean, you can look at the benchmarks and see that the benchmarks, you know, Claude and some of these other models do beat it. But in terms of the trade-off that I'm seeing, and actually, we're gonna wrap up here because I don't want this video to be too long, but just to give you guys my final thoughts, you know, very cost-efficient model. And if you guys are cost-conscious, I would definitely recommend it. Again, it's only available, like, the best way to use it, I think, is either like integrating it via an API key through Cursor or like whatever IDE code editor you're using, or now Droid actually offers it natively. So go give it a try. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comment section below. I would say I'm very impressed. I don't think that it's necessarily better than GPT-5, but for sure, I mean, we did everything that we wanted to do. I mean, how many tasks do we end up getting done? Because this one's now done. So just in this video, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tasks, 8 tasks done. So pretty good for only like 25 minutes or so whenever we actually started programming. 8 tasks in 25 minutes. I mean, this is obviously the future. You know, vibe coding is the future. So first of all, I'm really excited to actually launch the BridgeMind platform. You know, we've been working really hard on View Creator, but I think you know, everything's to the point where I want to start sharing a little deeper knowledge about vibe coding, not just in a video format of showing like, okay, this is how I do it and talking about how I do it, but actually putting it in course format, and then also providing you guys with resources and maybe some different prompt ideas that I use as well on bridgemind.ai. But again, as you guys saw, signups are totally restricted for the next couple of weeks. But then once I get a couple high value quality courses in there, I'll open it up to you guys, because I know that that's something that you guys have been asking for. So thanks guys for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.